Welcome back to Salud Napa. I'm Jeff Murphy, the guest chef of this evening, and we're on to our entree of the night, slow roasted pork tenderloin. We have a beautiful pork tenderloin. Today we need to prepare just a little bit. We need to trim the silver skin off of this so we can put it in our marinade. First we're just going to slide the knife up underneath the silver skin and then take the rest of it off. That's all we need to do. We want our pork tenderloin to roast to the same temperature throughout, so we want it to be consistent in size. So I'm just going to trim that tail off, and that tail is for the chef to eat later, cook and eat later. We're going to make a oil-based marinade, which has olive oil, some dried Mexican oregano, some chili flakes and chili pods, about 2 whole. I'm going to just coarsely chop this. Whoa. And throw it into our marinade. And then we're going to juice 1 regular lime and 2 key limes. And we're going to juice them into this bowl here with a tablespoon of salt. And we do that because the salt does not dissolve in olive oil, in any oil. So we're going to mix it with lime juice. And of course strain out the seeds. Well, we don't need to because we're going to take it out of the marinade, but we want to make sure that that salt actually gets to the pork. And those seeds will just stay in the marinade, and we just toss it. It would be best to marinate this for at least 8 hours, but we're going to throw that right into the oven right now. While the pork is in the oven, we have about 30 minutes to make a wonderful side dish. Today we're going to make a Napa cabbage and mango slaw. The Napa cabbage we need, of course, some nice ripe mango, a Fuji apple, some crushed dry roasted peanuts, some crushed chilies, a little bit of oregano tossed with olive oil and lime juice, and of course some salt and black pepper. We're going to start by trimming the end of this Napa cabbage, and we're just going to toss that away. Then we're going to cut it in half so it's much easier to deal with. We're going to set this half aside and just shred up this. Can be fairly coarse because this is just a countryside dish. A little Napa cabbage. We're going to season this before it goes into the bowl with some salt and black pepper. And then we're going to also toss it with some lime juice. We're going to put that in the bowl. And then give it a good couple turns of black pepper. This has a lot of water in it, so it can take a lot of seasoning. And then we're just going to toss that a little bit and let it sit while we're prepping the other ingredients. First we're going to add a little bit of sliced Fuji apple. Just need it. You can save the core for the cook to chomp on. I'm just going to slice that up real quick and also toss that in with the Napa cabbage. The Fuji apple is a nice crisp apple, adds a lot of texture and sweetness. And then we're going to add some mango. I like to cut the end off so it will stand. Makes it easier to deal with than trying to peel it by scoring the skin and peeling. I always think you lose too much mango that way. This way we can peel it pretty quickly and get it into our bellies quicker. Mango has a nice, well, not so nice, stringy, oblong pit that's kind of hard to get the flesh off of sometimes. So we just kind of mimic the shape of the pit so we don't get too many strings or too much pithy part from the middle of the mango. And then we're also going to slice this up. And that all goes into the bowl. And we're going to season it again with salt and pepper. Sprinkle it with a little lime juice. A little bit of oregano. And I'd say 2 limes, excuse me. Just mix it up real well before we finish seasoning it, so we know that all the ingredients are well tossed. And we're going to add our olive oil. That's about a 1/4 cup of olive oil for a half a head of Napa cabbage. A good pinch of crushed chilies, so it's nice and sweet and hot at the same time. And probably 2 tablespoons or so of coarsely chopped dried roasted peanuts. Don't spray them all over the kitchen. And there you have a nice, quick, refreshing salad to go with our pork loin that should be just about ready. We've finished our apple and mango salad, and we've taken our pork tenderloin out of the oven. Doesn't it look great? We're ready at a perfect medium rare, and we're going to caramelize the outside of this wonderful tenderloin right now. We're going to just dab it dry, make sure there's not a whole lot of moisture in the marinade so it doesn't flare up when we put it into the preheated pan. We're going to add a couple tablespoons of pure olive oil. See how it dances around the pan real nicely? We want to make sure that this pan is very hot, so we sear the outside very quickly. We don't need to cook this through. We're just caramelizing the sugars on the outside. So we're going to drop that into the pan, watch it smoke and bubble and make a mess. And we just want to give it some color and really bring up those caramelized sugars and give it that nice crusty roasted feeling. So we're going to make sure it's nice dark brown on the outside. Hasn't our pork tenderloin caramelized nicely? That's the color we want. Now we're ready to plate our entree. I'm going to slice the pork into medallions and place it on our plate of wonderful Napa and mango salad. Doesn't that look beautiful? Nice medium rare. There you have it, our slow roasted pork tenderloin with apple and mango and Napa cabbage salad. Grab yourself a wonderful glass of Ceja Pinot Noir and stay tuned for our Vin Coto fresh berries and yogurt dessert. Salud.